Hey, welcome to another episode of Idiocracy Radio. I am Capital B. We've got Matt and we got OH,
IO.
aka Josh, in the house. Going to be covering a bunch of different topics. We're going to talk about the return or the possible return. God help me, I hope not, because he'd be stupid. Joe Burrow to the Cincinnati Bengals. Going to talk about I believe they quoted it as the Republican shutdown, but for some reason it wasn't the Republicans that were causing the shutdown. And caved. We're going to also mention a lot of times about Jack Daniels, Tennessee Blackberry. Please sponsor us. More after coming up on Idiocracy Talk Radio.
It's idiocracy, but you gon' see the value and respect though when you talk with me. So come on, baby, walk with me. It ain't a topic that the crew can't touch. Share our views and our vibe. What we hide? It ain't much. This ain't bluffs, this the crew, yeah, we got it. Share our thoughts and our views, you can't stop it. Said this ain't bluffs, this the crew, yeah, we got it. Idiocracy, tell us what's the topic.
So we topic.
All right, welcome back. I'm just going with B today because fuck it, it doesn't mean anything if you have doctor in front of your name because unless you're a liberal or you identify as anything other than your actual sex or gender or race or anything like that, it don't mean shit. Anyway, I'm B. We got Matt. We got OHIO. So let's start off. Let's stay local for a second here. So the mighty Joe Burrow came back to practice, guys. I mean, on one hand, I'm glad to hear that he is, getting back in the routine. I'm glad that, he's healthy and, he's looking optimistic. At the same time, like, I know, even based on his meeting with the you're gonna have to log out one of those. His meeting with the media and his interviews and everything, and he was talking about how our division is still up in the air and anybody could win it, which is very true. At the same time, winning our division worth the risk, given the fact that, let's be real, with our defense the way it is, and I still don't trust our offensive line. I don't give a shit, in general. I don't trust our offensive line. So given our defense and that lack of trust for the offensive line, putting our superstar quarterback back out on the field for a very, very crazy field. What do you guys think?
You mean to say Mr. Franchise for us?
The football team quarterback. Like, let's be honest, this guy is the reason we went to the Super Bowl. This guy's the reason we went to 2 AFC championships. Without him, we don't do dick.
Go ahead, Josh. I want to hear what you guys say first, then I'll bounce off you, bud.
All right. Not so fast, my friends. You're talking about the offensive line that allowed Joe Flacco 2 sacks over the last 3 games. 2. So is it the offensive line? Is it the scheming that they have for Joe Burrow and always have him in shotgun and not under center? Or is it the fact that Joe Flacco has been getting the ball out faster? He's been getting the ball out fast with running slants across the middle, which then is opening up the long plays that he's had. My personal opinion, I wouldn't play Burrow another game this year. The Bengals can't keep a freaking lead. It doesn't fucking matter. We can score 40 points in a game, and we're going to lose because our defense is going to allow 42. So That's the problem with the Bengals right now. It's not offense that is the problem. It's all defense. When you've let – maybe it changes a little bit because we're not facing a running QB like we had with Justin Fields and Caleb Williams, which caused a little bit of an issue, but we weren't able to stop the run. Multiple games. No, I 100% agree with that. Honestly, I think without Trey Hendrickson there, this defense is absolutely atrocious. And it sounds like he's going to be out again this week. So I feel this is going to be another L coming up on Sunday. Oh, look, Joe's choking himself. He's like,
Well, shit, wake up, Sherry. You scratching your back there, buddy.
Scratching my back.
But no, I mean, I would just sit him the rest of the year. I wouldn't risk him. Sorry, the defense is going to give it away anyway. So it doesn't matter if we score 30, 40 points. It doesn't even fucking matter. Same as last year.
Well, and I will throw out to you, like, just to kind of counteract your not so fast, my friend. So the offensive line has been able to block against, the number 19th defense in the NFL, the number 27th defense in the NFL. So it's not like they're blocking against legit defenses that are doing anything.
I mean, we kept the Steelers from not sacking us either.
Steelers are 28th. Steelers are 28th.
You still have one of the best defensive ends in the league, and he couldn't get to Flacco. Sorry.
Great, one guy. So, okay, well, we can put 5 guys to block one dude. We might be able to do something. But I'm just saying I would not sit here and get on my knees and start sucking the offensive line's dick right now because they really haven't shown shit.
Well, especially on your day. You're not going to do that. You're going to celebrate your day.
Just because he gets one day, not a month.
So let's go with this. We'll go off you there, Joe. So let's say we're on what? We are 3-6, or so we are 3-6 or now. 3-6 or now. Okay, so 9 games in. So we've kept the same tackles, kept the same center. Fairchild's played basically all of the games, but one game, I think.
Yep.
And Rivers has pretty much played every game but one game, I think, also. So maybe it takes a hot minute for the offensive line to gel together. I mean, think about it. I mean, I don't care. I get what you're saying, the worst team in the world. But some of those teams have some good sack specialists, too, on their team, you know? T.J. Watt, for instance. Sweat. Josh Sweat. He's a good defensive end, for the Bears. I get what you're saying, but let's be proud that the offensive line is gelling together. And also, Joe Flacco, he's a veteran, dude. He's seen it all over the years. And maybe there's something in his game that Joey B is following to get the ball out of there instead of being a fucking Dancing with the Stars.
Well, the one thing to say with that, Matt, too, is Joe Flacco is throwing the ball away to where I think Burrow will hold the ball and take the sack.
That's what I'm saying. So you live to play another down, and he's been around so well. He's confident in his own game. I get it. Mr. Glass, Joey B, he's fragile. He has to learn some of this shit as he gets older. I'm not saying he's like, he could be in year 6 or 7. Is he a vet? I mean, he's there, but has he seen everything in the full view? I don't know, honestly. And having someone like fucking Joe Flacco could be a fucking golden fucking star for him. Someone he can look up to, like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what we're doing, I mean, he's evaluating the situation. It just proves also, like I said, he's Mr. Glass when it comes to getting hurt all the time. But he's also Mr. Hustle to get back to this team, to at least give our chance a team, or a chance, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if our defense is fucking shitty or not. I get what you're saying. But let's give some props. Our defense just came off the best weekend ever. What did the defense do this past weekend?
Hey, they gave up 0 yards, baby.
That's 0 yards, baby.
Hey,
You know
that's
what I'm
not
saying?
true because I saw a report that said that the bye week came back and beat them 38-35. So
No, that's your buy.
my bye.
That's your buy. No, honestly, I mean, let's run through this a little bit. I watched a little TikTok earlier, and I'm going to bounce off this guy. I can't remember his damn name, so give him props for watching it. So they say simple as this: his return will be Thanksgiving night. Against against our rivals. The Baltimore Ravens, who are on a hot streak right now because Lamar Jackson's back and healthy, and their defense is healthy. Think about that. If we go, they're saying right now, if we go 1-1, they call it the gauntlet.
Yes.
So if we go 1-1 in our next two games, that puts us at 4-7. Correct? 4-7. But then we go on a 3-game streak where we play the Ravens, Buffalo, then the Ravens. We go 2-1 there. That puts us at 6-8. Then we got smooth sailing. And like I said, if we go 1-1 these next two games, and Joey B comes back, does he start on Thanksgiving night, or do we go with the hot hand Joe Flacco? Now that's gonna be the bigger talk in 2 weeks. Or we go 2-0 the next 2 weeks. Then do you still play Joe Flacco or bring Joey B back? That's where I see the bigger argument is. The fact Joey B wants to come back shows he is willing to put his ass on the line to play for this game. And I am behind any player that wants to play, whether your team is shit to none or something like that. At least he's giving his team a fighting chance. Remember, the second half last year, we had to win 5 games in a row. What do you do? Win 5 games in a row. We had to depend on fucking Denver beating Kansas City and Kansas City pitching out. But that's our fault for not winning the simple games. Again, we should have won these last 2 games and we've been okay. But let's not worry about okay. Let's move forward and let's start dominating. I mean, that our last 3 games of the year should be a cakewalk, honestly. But I'm not going to say it's a cakewalk against Miami because Miami just beat Buffalo.
And they beat Buffalo pretty handily, too.
Yes. And again, it is hard for teams to win every game on the road. I'll give them that. But if you look at our schedule right now, what are we at in our division? 2-0.
Yep.
And let's say we win this game coming against Pittsburgh. That's 3-0 in our division. Right now, we got to look at winning our division more than winning fucking, I guess, or just try to get there in the playoff because AFC is a wide open match the way everybody's playing this year. That's the way I look at it.
Yep.
So, honestly, I think we have fucking Buffalo's fucking number, honestly. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to that shit if it happens. So,
The team that we don't have right now is Baltimore. They have us.
you're correct.
And you go back to the 2 teams that we just faced. What's the similarities that Baltimore has with both of them? They both have a quarterback that was able to escape the pocket and cause damage.
And run.
And
Yep.
and that's my concern right there with Baltimore is you get Lamar Jackson to the outside. He's very escapable. He's gonna make our defenders look like crap. But we might have Hendrickson back by then too. So
And that's another thing, too. Keep Anderson healthy. Do we play him this Sunday or not?
I don't think he's playing.
Well, from what I heard on Monday, after having 2 weeks off, basically, or 3 weeks off, I heard doubtful on the injury list. So I haven't seen today's injury list either. So I know yesterday I saw doubtful. But let's see it, man. Give it a couple of days, Maybe stick a needle on that hip, numb the fucking shit, and see if we can get it back out there. As long as you don't get a cheap shot again.
Or, I'm sorry to say, he knows the Bengals didn't trade him. He knows how the front office is. He didn't get his long-term contract. Is this an injury that's going to nag all season? Do you know? On purpose?
I don't see him being a nagger. He's not a nagger. And I know that's close to another word, but
I
still,
was saying, careful.
understand
That
the
might
words
be
I
edited
said.
right
I was
there.
about to say, I got awfully
I know.
close.
So I can back myself up here on this. So what I'm trying to say is he is a guy I think who wants to play the game. He does. He believes in himself. He does. And does he want to go into another contract year being injured, coming off being a fucking sack leader last year? Back to back 17 and a half sacks both the last 2 years. And does he want to come into this year going into a contract? But we might franchise him. You never know. But does he want to wrestle this out? Like, how does he want to do this? Again, he's not winning his situation on the side, but he's also making 30 million. He's also going to make 30 million another year if he gets franchised. He's making some guaranteed money over the next 2 years. So he needs to get back on the team and play his shit. But if he wants to be a bitch about it, I don't see him getting a long-term big time contract with anybody next year. That's for a fact. Being 32 years old.
No, I mean that kind of shows you the trade deadline value that people had of him. No one was willing to go up to a second round draft pick. Everybody was fourth or fifth round for Henderson.
That's what we got. We were offered a fourth round, and we were going to lowest as a third round if it was early.
Yep.
And we were looking at those shitty teams. But same time, man, I'm just fucking roll the dice and play the fucking game. I mean, hopefully I'll have it off a bye week. We come out and we're refreshed. And honestly, if we look at like someone got the fucking book out for how to tackle like idiots, it's not how to fucking tackle. Start arm wrapping, not boom. Come on, battle. Come on, knight. Get your shit together,
Yep. I mean, I expect some of it from a rookie, Demetrius Knight and Carter.
Aaron Carter.
I expect some missed tackles right there, But for two veterans, Jordan Battle and Geno Stone, that's just absolutely atrocious. Like you guys wouldn't be a starting safety on any other team but the Bengals at this point. You probably would have been cut.
Well,
and there's probably a good reason why Baltimore was like, okay, Geno, we're not going to re-sign you because we know that you're terrible anyway.
Well, yeah, you got to also realize that in that situation is he had a hell of a defense around him there. So for him to have that 7 interception season, then the fucking Bengals turn around and sign him to a big contract. Yep. I mean, Bengals, come on, man. You fucking cut his pay. You told him to take a pay cut or else you're cutting him. You took a pay cut because you want to stay on the team but that's just piss poor on your part,
Yep.
So,
because again, I think he'd be cut from any other team. At this point.
I'm with you 100%.
Or he'll be a backup. He's not a starting safety.
I would rather. I mean, after these next 2 games, honestly, if we fall, I say Joey B. See you next year. I say rookies or people that are backups. Let's play them, man. See what they got.
So speaking of that, so there's been a couple rumors. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Is Joey B would be smart to pull a Carson Palmer and force a trade out. Would the Bengals be in a position to do that? Do you think that would be an option?
From my perspective, I think, you know what? I think if Joe Flacco keeps doing what he's doing, having a good old time at age, 40, 41 years old and fucking throwing stats up this year with their offense, I mean, your offense is probably pretty much legit set for next year, if you think about it. Besides maybe Orlando Brown. I mean, you got Jalen Rivers can stay in there and keep doing what he's doing. Fairchild, those are rookies. Then you got a sophomore at right tackle and Mims, and Harris signed to another 1-year extension. I mean, left tackle is the only position I see next year. I mean, your offense is all coming back unless I don't know if Orlando Brown signed for another year or not. But your offense is pretty much all signed for next year. So you take all these draft picks you got, You take all the money you have extra left over, and you rebuild that defense. I mean, you don't have to rebuild it
So,
too much,
so
but you have to
you would say
find
trade?
it. No, hell no, because your
That's
defense
that's
is
that's
no,
that
because
that was my
you're
question. Is would it be
no.
advantageous for the Bengals to go ahead and trade Burrow and get four number one draft picks for him?
First of all, you're not going to get 4 number 1s. I don't give a shit.
You're gonna get
You're
you're
not
gonna
gonna
get
get
you're gonna
2.
get
You'll
you're
get 2 at
probably
least.
I guarantee the Jets would be like, I will give you four number ones because they have it right now. The next 2 years, you give away your four number ones. Here you go,
With a
Bengals.
rookie
We want
coming
we
with
want
Aaron Glenn there, I could see that. And their defense is decent, but they got a lot of rebuilding to do themselves. So, but yes, I get what you're saying there. But the Bengals aren't going to trade Joey B, and Joey
I
B is not going to fucking. He's
I
not.
get that.
He got his voice signed. Like, why would he back off on that? It's not him doing it. He's going to make his money doing his job. He got his voice signed. It's the defense that's falling apart right now. You just got to give it time. I mean, I'm sorry, it's kind of a rebuilding phase. It really is. So, I mean,
Well, I mean that's my point of the whole thing is if you can get four number one picks plus your number one, that means you've got 6 number one picks in the next 2
no.
drafts. That's a lot. That's a lot to restart that defense and also help you on the offensive side. You can draft your next quarterback next year.
So
You
what
can
you're saying is,
draft.
Yeah, but you were rolling a big fucking dice that you're going
You
to ever
are.
get a quarterback like Burrow.
You are. You
No,
really are.
what-
Look at the fucking
what he's
Cardinals come out.
what he's saying is, if let's say Burrow, so I kind of can see his vision a little bit. That's basically saying like Burrow's not going to play the rest of the year. Flacco's going to have a great year. You re-sign him to a 1-year contract next year. I guess then you draft.
You draft high because you're going to have a high draft pick. If you trade with the Jets, right now the Jets are what, the number 2 seed? Okay. So right now I think the number 1 quarterback's that Mendoza out of Indiana. Mendoza's trending to be who did they say? Fuck, I can't remember who they said he was like, but he's one of the stars in the NFL right now. If you can get him as your number 2, you have Flacco. You already have an offense. Mendoza showed that if you have an offense around him, he can put the ball where he needs to. Then your next couple picks are you've traded with Dallas. So Dallas right now is in the middle of the field. So you got that, and then you got the Bengals number 1, who's probably going to be a low pick in the top 10. So you can draft, if you have the ability, you can draft a safety. You need a safety help. You would shore up your QB. You can restart. You have a lot more money. Then you could do your defense the next 2 draft picks in the first round. Then you got the rest of the draft to go fix other parts of your thing. The very next year, you have your quarterback already. He'd be your starter after a year behind Flacco, whatever. And then you work on offensive line and defense again as your next 2 number 1 picks. So there's a lot. Or you can wait another year, and then you've got other quarterbacks that are coming out after next year with a Julian Sayin, who's probably the most accurate quarterback in college football right now in history, with an 80% completion percentage. Hasn't been done ever, and he's right there.
I mean, you're basically saying a fucking small rebuild. I get what you're saying, but
Small rebuild, helping the money. You're getting money from free agents again.
you got your money. You already got your fucking offense. You just got to work on your defense for the year. So
But without the money, you're not going to be able to sign on. I know we're going to have a lot more money coming in next year with a couple of players coming off the books. But you look at some of the issues we've had. Chase not getting signed right away. Higgins' contract. Hendrickson. What free agent, big name free agent, would want to come to Cincinnati?
so let's reverse that. Like, even though we have the money and we get the draft picks, okay, We still can't fucking develop a fucking first round pick anyway, dude. Honestly, we hit strong with Burrow, we hit strong with fucking Chase. I get that, but
I
what
mean,
else can we? What
there
else have
was
we hit
no
on?
brainer picks.
But who was? I mean, yeah, we hit on a quarterback and a receiver. I give you that. We've hit on quarterbacks and receivers over the years, but that's all we've hit on. Like we've had
Mhm.
a stud defensive player in quite a long time, honestly. I mean, so it's like I would rather buy a fucking free agent than draft someone right now. Our defense is young enough where they're not going to be spending that much money. DJ Ivory, or not DJ Ivory, DJ Turner looks really good on the outside. We just got to find another defensive back over there that can help out, I guess.
I
And
mean, we got to get
Jermaine
rid of all
safeties.
of our secondary. Our whole secondary is garbage. I'm not even a big
No,
DJ Turner fan. I don't think he's very good.
Turner's fine, but I get what you're saying.
So, Joe, you're staying silent over there.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm just spitting on spitballs just to see what would help the Bengals in the long run.
You said
And that-
balls.
I mean, what would help the Bengals is if
I'm
I
the
mean,
GM right now. I'm trading his fucking ass. I'm sorry.
and that's another. I mean, now granted, Mike Brown's stupid enough to hire you, because I mean, it's stupid shit like that that's going to cause the Bengals to never win a Super Bowl. I mean, like Matt said, I mean, we've got our offense. Okay, don't fuck with our offense. Like, now, do I think that we should, if we have some, it's reasonable, re-sign Flacco for another year? Yes, but I think we've re-signed Flacco so that Burrow has a veteran quarterback to work with and gain some experience, some knowledge, maybe get some different perspective on some things, not replacing. But majority of the money, and again, like Matt said, I mean, we could literally have a team give us 20 first-round picks. Okay? It'll never happen, but let's say, oh, you know what? We'll trade you Joe Burrow for 20 offensive picks or first-round picks. You get 10 first-round picks this year and 10 first-round picks next year. The Bengals historically will screw the pooch on all 20 of those. We will royally fuck every single one of those. So then all we've done is we've pissed away a great quarterback for 20 individuals that probably in the next 2 years we're going to trade off to somebody else because we don't have the staff, we don't have the coaching, we don't have the front office to develop or coach players right now. That's our biggest fucking problem.
If you're gonna trade Joey B, you gotta fire Dick Tobin and Zach Taylor. Then
You got to fire more than just those two. There's a whole lot going. And to be honest with you, not only are you firing those two, you're firing the whole front office. Hell, you're also praying that Mike Brown dies of a fucking heart attack in the next few months. Like, just because, like, shit. Like, it's just terrible.
I'm sorry. I don't think I think if Al Golden was on any other team with that defense, he'd be fired. I don't think he would have lasted through the bye week. Now, the reason why he's not is because this was Zach Taylor's pick. And Zach Taylor doesn't – he was handpicked by Zach Taylor. So if he fired him, that means he fired two different defensive coordinators in 2 different years within the 18-month period. That means it's no longer – it wasn't Lou Amarillo that was the problem. It comes down to Zach Taylor. So Zach Taylor's in preservation mode right now.
well, yay the nay. Honestly, I get what you're saying there, and I want to keep. And I'm with you 100%. I want to keep Zach Taylor's been there too long. It's been there too long. We got the fucking Marvin Lewis effect going on here because he's the yes man to fucking Mike Brown. But at the same time, if Duke Tobin is not fucking developing his players or these draft picks with his fucking scouting team, I shouldn't say he's not developing. Zach Taylor is the coach. But Zach Taylor's offense is fucking on fire, dude. I mean, with Flacco in there, I'm sorry, it just is. And when Burrow's in there, it's the same kind of offense, They're fitting his system. And I kind of get what he's saying, but then again, we get pissed off at him. He would just say fire him right away because of the shit he's going on. But he's a yes man to Mike Brown. That's not going to happen. Now, Duke Tobin and the fucking, I don't know, his team needs to be all fucking replenished. Simple as that. Fired and gone. I don't think you need to start a rebuild, though. You need to if you're going to rebuild, just rebuild that defense and go with the offensive players you have. You have, I think, 10 out of 11 starters coming back next year on the offense. Very injured the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, I get that. And just to throw this out there, I have called for Zach Taylor's head for the last 3 years. Just saying, I've said I don't think he was ever that good of a coach. I think that defense carried him to the Super Bowl that year with Joe Burrow. The defense carried him to the AFC Championship again. But after they got rid of, they didn't sign them players anymore, you've seen that team just start getting worse after that.
Well, and I get injuries happen, and I think losing who's our defensive tackle we lost to fucking Lions.
DJ Reader.
I think losing DJ Reader, a big veteran like that, it did hurt us. But
Jesse
DJ Reader
Bates.
kind of
That killed
Bates,
us.
that killed us, yes. But
Then
and I'll give you that. Cam Taylor Brent not working out. Honestly,
No.
he just didn't work out long term for us. You know.
no, I mean that again goes on Duke Tobin and Zach Taylor not saying, "Hey, I want these players." You need to figure out how to re-sign these guys because we lost what Jesse Bates, Von Bell. What's the other corner we lost? We lost. Fuck. Everybody hated him.
Eli Apple.
Everybody hated him, but I thought he was their best corner at the time.
Well, yeah, because he lost the Super Bowl for us.
Well, yeah, I mean everybody hated him for that, but I mean that was a good catch by Cooper Kupp. Not many corners are going to stop that play. Sorry, they really aren't. And I mean, if you really want to go back to it, Logan Wilson was because he caused the fucking 5-yard penalty to give him a first down again. So
He also you put the best receiver on our second best defensive back. I would have switched sides with Cam Taylor. Sorry, I just would have.
no,
I would have double teamed the fucking. I would have double teamed on there.
Chidube Uwuzwe. That was our number one
Uwuzwe.
corner that year.
There you
He
go.
should have been on. He should have been on Cooper Kupp. So
I think we talked about a couple weeks ago, or you just need to re-sign. I think you need to go out and sign some veterans in each step of the phase. Defensive end, defensive tackle. I think you're set at linebacker. Sorry to say, you get two of the worst tacklers in the league. You need to find defensive back, and your safeties need to be redoed. You need to fucking draft a strong rookie, and you need to sign a strong veteran. It's as simple as that.
So lose out, get in the top 5 draft picks, and then draft Caleb Downs for your safety. In top 5.
I'm not talking about taking, dude. I would never want to. I mean, I'm a Bengal fan, but thick and thin. But if we tank, I might have to argue against that. I don't like taking. I like going out there and see them play every fucking week.
No, I agree.
Whether Joey be there or not there or not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just told Joey we sold our fucking New England tickets today. So, but
Talking to the people that are selling their tickets for the Bengals. Jeez. Bunch of people giving up.
No, I'm gonna make some Christmas money.
I got you.
It's hard to have a daughter's birthday after Christmas.
Oh, my daughter's
have
birthday's this
Christmas,
this weekend too. So,
Oh, you remember that?
yep. She turns 17 on Sunday.
Woo. Watch out, boys.
Woo!
Keep Lou away.
Yeah, I know, right?
Don't know who Lou is, but
Yeah, you do. He was the other podcast,
oh,
Our buddy Lou.
the Asian guy, who was actually talking about starting up his podcast again.
oh, really?
So,
Yeah, trans
Yeah,
Asian.
So moving on from the NFL, guys.
Moving on to the NFL, let's talk about California. Let's talk about some California, Josh.
What's going on in California, Matt?
You
tell me.
What's going on in California?
Who's the gym guy? Matt's the gym guy.
I am the gym guy.
I did work at Gold's Gym at one time.
Yeah,
That's where I kind of met Matt.
Yeah, I think you signed me up.
I probably did.
I want to see Joe play the fucking article first, and then we bounce off of it.
I don't have the article. The video?
Yeah,
the video.
The video.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and state what the obvious is. So there was a guy in California. He's a trans guy that was using the women's locker room, changing.
Yes.
And the woman comes out saying she doesn't want to see his fucking slinging dick in the women's locker room. And the gym ended up kicking her out, and not the male. And because they're inclusive, apparently. So there was a bunch of hate on the woman.
Apparently not. They threw it. Wasn't she a black woman?
Yes.
Not very inclusive.
A gay. She was a gay black woman at that.
Oh yeah, we're inclusive. Shit.
So she doesn't like the dick anyway. So
hey, I don't blame her. I mean, goddamn, like, let's be real. Like, you're going. Here's the thing that kills me. Okay, so I'm looking this up, and like California, which I'll be honest with you, if the fucking earth shook right now and California fell off and became its own fucking country, I'd be perfectly fine because there are a bunch of fucking hippies out there. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. So anyway, so I'm looking on here for different laws in California. Okay, California requirements for an all-gender bathroom. Okay, you know what the problem with that statement is?
All gender.
There's already bathrooms for all genders. You have a male bathroom and a female bathroom. It covers.
You don't have a family. You don't have a family bathroom though.
Well, because the trans guy felt uncomfortable in the men's locker room because it doesn't go with his sex.
Why? Because he doesn't like to swing dicks in front of dudes?
So Joe,
Well,
pull up the video and then we'll discuss. We'll talk about after the video what actually came out.
Turn. The person at the center of it all has been revealed to have a serious criminal past.
Oh, you went
According
back.
to media reports,
Wrong
before
one.
transitioning, this individual was...
That's the perfect one. That's the perfect one.
No, I know, but that needs to happen after the original video.
I'm not watching
the
video. I'm not pulling up 50 fucking videos.
known as Grant Freeman. In 2022, he pleaded guilty in Ohio to domestic assault that caused serious injury to a partner. After serving his sentence, he transitioned and took his ex-partner's name, Alexis. Yes, the same person who now insists on entering women's locker rooms, claiming they have every right to be there, is the same person once convicted of serious domestic violence. Yet when women speak up and say they feel unsafe, they're the ones silenced, banned, and labeled as intolerant. Remember the woman who lost her Gold's Gym membership? She simply voiced her concern and got removed for it. Now this story has gone viral. One side supports the gym's inclusivity policy, while the other, mostly women, just want to feel safe. If even people with serious criminal backgrounds can freely enter women's spaces, then maybe something in the system is broken.
So that was my point. That's why I wanted to play the original one with the black woman going off on the guy first, and then say, okay, so this is what really is going on. This guy was originally married to a woman, and you noticed how they said partner. They didn't say he was gay or anything, but prior to his transition, it was.
Or Alexis could have been transgender too. You never said that.
He was married to a woman. He beat the fuck out of her. Got arrested for domestic violence. moved to California, changed his name to his ex-wife's name,
and talk about
and
like a mental problem of control and connection. I mean, you're gonna take the person that you beat the shit out of's name, and you're gonna change it to where you're now carrying that name as a constant reminder. I mean, it's like these fucking sickos that kill people and then they take a memento, like, you know, as a.
serial killer. They always do that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this motherfucker, like, hey, I mean, he's probably I mean, wouldn't be surprised me if they came out and said that he's also wearing her fucking underwear, or something, like, you know, because he gets his rocks off on it. But what kills me is that we have gone so far on this fucking lunacy of accepting, you know, they're people could just literally say, like, Matt, you can literally wake up tomorrow, walk into your work, and say, I identify as a woman, or in your case, you would say, I identify as a man, and then you start using the men's restroom. And they couldn't question it. Like, couldn't question it at all. They couldn't fucking say a word. They couldn't ask you for medical proof. They couldn't tell you to drop trial and prove it. Like, nothing at all. And these are the, I mean,
These are the people that need, these are situations where they need help. I get it. They do. They really do. It's kind of fucking sickening. It really is that we have to go back on the shit. But hey, it's in California, so we don't expect anything less. The funny thing is, this black woman who's a lesbian went on Fox News and talked about this. And it's kind of like hypocritical of the left side left side person to come out and do this shit. Maybe she's a right side. I don't know. I don't care. You know what? She has a right as a female to say what she had to say. You know, I would be weirded. Now, I go to the gym. I take my daughter with me. She's 10 years old. If I see my daughter go in the gym there and she has to use the restroom or she has to wash her hands, and I heard that something like that happened, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
I'm going to jail for beating the shit out of a fucking, I guess, consider her a female. I'm sorry.
Dude.
As soon as that person comes out of that fucking woman's restroom and my daughter said she saw something like that or something like that happen, or if I saw it in general, we'll be having an issue. Right there, fist to face. I don't care what's in it. Premeditated or not, we will be having a fucking, I don't care. I will defend my fucking daughter's right.
Well, and here's my problem with this and I'm gonna go extreme on this, okay? Extreme.
Hey, it's your day. It's your day, buddy. Enjoy it.
So anyway, you know, with this lunacy and this logic that people have is that somebody could go into a woman's bathroom, and Matt, you know, get in your scenario, you know, our daughters, Josh, your daughter, you know, our daughters go into the restroom, and this fucking dude's in there doing whatever the fuck he wants. Okay. Keep in mind that never in his history, nowhere on Facebook, nothing, nowhere in medical, anywhere, never a doctor has ever heard him say that he identifies as a woman. The girls come running out and go, oh my God, this guy was fucking flogging his fucking dick around and everything else and making lewd comments and everything else. And he comes out, and as soon as you go up to him and go, motherfucker, what are you doing? Or I'll be honest with you, in this scenario, he's probably not even getting that. He's getting his ass whooped. And during that confrontation, he says, I identify as a woman. You're the asshole. How the fuck is that? How in the fuck are we in the world like that?
Well,
I'm
again,
okay with it.
To Matt's point, to your
I'm just saying
point,
how fucked up the world is.
well, this is what people don't realize too, is how easy is it for a pedophile to walk into a girl's bathroom, say I identify as a woman, and it's going to be 100% okay.
Right.
I am not okay with that. I am 100% not okay with that. There's two bathrooms. There's two genders, man, female. If you want to do a transition, I'm all for you. I don't care what you do. But if you've got a dick you go to the men's restroom. Plain and simple. If there's a family bathroom, go into the family bathroom. Do not go into that women's bathroom.
I got one thing to say real quick. Where you guys don't get pissed off at me now. I'm not defending the situation at all. Trust me, I'm 100% on your guys' back on this. So we go to enough Bengals games too. We go to enough, let's say, bars in our 20s. We go to enough parties. You know, what happens if you see a girl going in the men's restroom just because the women's line's too long?
I see it. I to your point, I see it all the time. I kind of look the other way, but I mean, I don't think it's right. I think she's putting herself at risk at that point.
Well, one, I agree she's put herself, but at the same time, going back to, and you can call it sexist, whatever you want, okay? Do I think that women and men are equal? Yes. However, do I also acknowledge science and genetics that show that men are stronger than women? Well, guess what? Woman puts herself in danger in those situations. However, I guarantee you, back when we were in our 20s, when none of this crazy shit was going on, if you saw a dude walk into the women's restroom, someone's getting their ass whooped. The girls walked into the men's restroom because they had to fucking pee because the line was out the fucking door. I understand. Are you at risk? Yes, but at the same time, there's also stalls for them to go in and close the door to where no one's going to see their shit. Okay.
I mean, I get it. Is it a two-way street, though? I mean, I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong.
That's the problem. That's the problem is people's mentality is they're like, well, equal has to be a two-way street. No, it fucking doesn't. Okay? That's the problem. Equal does not mean it has to be a two-way street. Oh, well, just because you allow the girls to do it, the men should be allowed to do it too. Well, guess what? I'm allowed to stand up and piss. Doesn't mean the girls have to do it.
Joe, you sit down and pee.
I know you do.
I do when I'm on the clock at work. I get paid. I get paid to do it at work. So
Agreed, absolutely.
So here's a funny thing that I've been noticing is you notice that a lot of LGB people are starting to say we need to drop the TQ plus because they're making them look bad.
That's
I've
because
seen a lot of that lately.
Because they all jumped on the bandwagon of, oh, we got to be inclusive. We got to accept everybody. We got to do this. And they're like, oh, come on, more letters, more letters, more letters. And then they went, oh, fuck, we just let a bunch of fucking crazy people in this shit.
Joe, TV timeout.
Jack Daniels, Tennessee Blackberry. Sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Sorry.
No.
I got everybody hooked on the freaking Blackberry, baby. Love it. I love it.
I might buy some just to try it.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
But you know, that's the problem is, like, even the LGBTQ, the LGB, or whatever it was before, the lesbians and gays, LG community, okay? When they were, you know, I get. Now, I say get in terms of I get that at a certain time in history, did they need to fight for being treated with respect? Yes, because
100% they did because they were treated like shit.
There was a time where, I mean, if God forbid people had to hide their sexuality and stuff like that, but at the same time, like the pendulum has flung the other direction to where.
Yeah, the girls' restroom. Dong, 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 dong.
So
it's not the helicopter anymore. It's the pendulum.
So to that point, I want to bring this up as the Supreme Court just made another landmark decision, right?
Which is a good one.
Which is a great one.
Absolute great one.
Is I've seen a lot of friends on Facebook. They were worried that if Trump got a Supreme Court, they would overturn this decision to where the courts would not recognize their marriage.
Which is sickens me that this would even be a concern. It shouldn't be in the
Well,
United States.
to be honest,
I know.
everybody
I
has
get
a right to fight something. The girl down in Kentucky had a right to fight it. She lost it, which I'm glad she did.
I'm glad.
And
yeah.
now,
Wait,
and
are you
now
talking
these
about
people.
the DMV lady or whatever.
Yep.
Fuck
Yep.
her.
She's the one who took it to the Supreme Court.
Well, she can kiss my ass because here's
Exactly.
Again, this is another fucking example of trying to push your beliefs on someone else.
Correct.
You believe what you want to believe. They believe what they want to believe. You live in your house. You have a happy life. Don't fuck with each other.
Mm-hmm.
As simple as that. Marry who you want to marry. Matt, if you ever decide that you finally want to come out of the closet, I'll be your officiant, but I'm sure your wife would be mad.
But what happens if I marry you? Who's going to be the officiant?
I'll go ahead and get my license.
Stand in front of a mirror.
How
We'll
about-
stand in front of a mirror. But
we'll
Matt,
be it first.
bad news for you though. I'm a giver, not a taker.
The thing is, if I drink enough, I receive.
But
He's like, I'll be drunk. It don't matter.
but the thing is like one
Jack Daniels, sponsor us.
sponsor us. Happy marriage, sponsor us. Like I'm glad that the Supreme Court supported this and said we are not overturning it because they shouldn't.
Correct.
Everyone has a right to marry. Now, when I say this again, I have to preference this with extra stuff because
don't
people
worry.
are
It's all going to
crazy.
change in like 15 years anyway. So we're all good.
Women can marry a man or a woman of legal age, perfectly fine. Have at you. A man can marry a man or a woman of legal age, perfectly happy. Go ahead. I don't care. Marry who you want. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,000 more. If somebody came up, if one of you two chicken fuckers were to come up and say that you're going to marry a fucking chicken or a goat, you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that because it probably helped out the human race because you're not going to reproduce.
Well, since you're an officiant, would you marry us?
Yeah.
So the funny thing is you joke about that. The funny thing is you joke about that, but that is a real possibility in about 15 to 20 years.
You know what?
If
That's
our
fine.
country continues to go down the path
You know what?
that
I'm
we're going down.
Here's the thing. I'm perfectly fine with that because here's the thing. Okay. They can't
are you?
reproduce.
No, I understand that.
Stupidity
But
line ends.
if you go to their law, they are allowed as soon as a female hits puberty, they are allowed to start making babies with that female, which could be 11, could 10,
No.
13,
So-
14,
So
15.
here's the thing. I'm stopping you right there because I already saw some bullshit where they were trying to talking about a couple different states that are going to lower the legal.
I'm not talking about states.
Lower the legal age to 14 or whatever, which is completely false. It is fake news. It's bullshit because the legal
For now.
age, no.
For now.
Look,
I am telling you, we are getting slowly invaded.
we're
our
not gonna
laws
fucking
will
revert.
start
I tell you right now, I'll fucking go to war again before I sit and live in a country that will recognize an 11-year-old getting married to an adult.
I agree with you, but if you look at it, that's how
No, it's
Muslims. That's how Muslims are.
No, it's
I'm
not.
sorry, Sharia law.
Okay.
That's what it says.
It's not gonna fucking happen. Okay?
Well, hold on. So
Yeah.
let's bounce off that a little bit. Like I said, you're going to hate me for bringing this up, and I agree with you 100%.
Bring it up.
But let's go back to the boom age where they all had their kids. Like, weren't people back in the day in the 70s when they were 18 marrying 16-year-olds? Fucking 16-year-olds?
Yeah.
I mean, are baby boomers? I mean, they were,
My
dude.
mom
and
was 16 when she had her baby, and she was married.
So, I mean, like, I get what you're saying. Like, the age difference, like, to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But back in the day, I mean, we can't go back on our fucking. Like I said, there's a reason between religion and state. They're different. They're separated. But same time, This is this is on yours, Joe. I'll let you speak. Go ahead, but like I said, I like to like. I'm with you guys on this, but we also could bring the things up about our past that can be our future too.
But
So
here's the
go
thing.
ahead.
First of all, when you look at the past, okay, one 150 years ago,
We're going back 20, so we're 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Come
okay,
on.
20 even 20 30 years ago, okay, even hell, even in 2025, are there situations where a 16 or 17-year-old can legally get married? Yes. Okay. There are situations like that. Okay. I'm going back to, and again, there's a lot of shit that has to happen for that 16, 17-year-old to get approval to get married legally. Okay. If you want to backtrack to history, I mean, hell, Brooke Shields fucking posed in Playboy at 10 years old in 1970s. Not that long ago, because her parents signed off on it. Guess what? It don't make it right because it was in history. Okay, yeah, it was a money thing, but it don't make it right. Okay, it actually makes it pretty fucking disgusting. But you know what? There are things in history that have happened. One that we can still to this day say were unexcusable. At the same time, you can look back and say, well, 200 years ago, people got married at 13 years old. Well, yeah, because fucking people died at 15. And, and all this shit. People
Well,
in the
kings and queens were marrying 14, 15-year-olds.
kings and queens were marrying their sisters and cousins. And that's why there were fucking kings and queens that came out like, and then finally identified as transgender.
We call
So
those the
they
Kentucky
started
Mountains.
fucking inbred.
Hazard,
They got
Kentucky,
mental
baby.
illness. Sponsor us. But you got, there are a lot of things in history that have happened that if you look back during the time, it may have been acceptable then, but if you were to transport that stuff to today, based on what we know, based on the knowledge, based on the ability of our country, the ability of our world, the advancements in technology, the advancements in medical, the advancements in all these things,
And surgeries too. Yeah.
all of those things would not be acceptable today. They would not, should not, and could not be allowed. I do not care if you eat them with a fox. I do not care if you fuck them in a box. It does not count. Okay? It's not acceptable. It's not. Okay? Just because it happened 20 years ago. Again, 20 years ago, people didn't accept gay and lesbians. And they used to beat the shit out of people that came out and dressed a certain way or whatever. Is it acceptable? No. And by today's standards, it's not acceptable. Okay? And it should never happen again. Because again, going off what you said, Matt, to know our history, if you don't know your history, you're destined to repeat it. Okay? And that's the biggest thing that scares me, is because we have so many people out in the world right now that are trying to falsify history. They're trying to erase actual facts and create their own narrative, that we're going to lose the knowledge of things that we need to prevent.
So, could you imagine this in, let's say, 20 years? Like your kids have kids, and you're a grandparent. You know your grand or your grandpa. You know, and they're learning about facts that are happening in the fucking 2025s about how like transgenders and transition. Like, do we teach that history,
Yeah.
or do we teach? So you're okay with that?
Yeah, we teach it. Look, and I'm hoping that when my grandkids are alive and they're coming around and they're old enough for me to teach them those things, I go, look, we were in a period of time where we were stupid. And we said, and we had people walking around that said, I identify as a duck, and we stuck them in ponds because we felt good about it. And we didn't realize that they fucking drowned because they identified as a fucking duck. No, what ended up happening is, oh, look, we fucked up. And instead of doing more research and acknowledging this is a mental problem, We said, you know what, we're going to accept you, and it got bad before it got better.
Well, you also got to realize back in our past too, like if you had a mental illness back in the fucking, let's say 60, 50, 60 or 70s, you would sit into a fucking ward. And those wards would fucking like shock you until you fucking came out of your phase. But this day and age, I mean, we accept if you come up with a mental disease or a mental, not disease, illness, I should say, and we work with that to make it better.
Well, but here's the thing. In some cases we do. In some cases we don't, because, again, just accepting it and saying, yep, that's not making it better. Like, that's pushing it aside and allowing it to fester. I agree with you. And, again, if you want to look at that logic, I mean, even in the education world, okay, back in the late 70s, do you know how they identified if a kid had special needs or not? Do you
No idea.
remember, Josh?
Nope.
You went to the gym, and if you couldn't hop, skip, you were considered special needs.
Damn, Joe, is that why you were in that class?
Yeah, right next to you, fucker.
That's how we met up. That's how we were three best friends.
Three best
Three best friends. Three best friends.
No. But that's how they identified someone with special needs, is they went out and they took you into the gym class and they said, all right, I want you to skip. If you couldn't fucking skip, you were special needs. Now, reversed, fast forward to today's day and age. For example, we have a local school district in Cincinnati that just had a levy that failed, that also has the highest per capita spent per student in the city of Cincinnati, but is also considered one of the worst school districts in the city of Cincinnati.
CPA?
Mount Healthy.
There it is. And also has one of the highest percentages of special ed students. And do you know why a lot of these schools have a higher percentage of special ed students? Is not because you have special ed students. It's because we went from stupid shit like if you can't skip your special ed to let's actually identify and look for problems to, you know what? This kid's not getting an A, so they must be special ed. They have special needs. No, guess what? When you look at so the pyramid of education or special education or education in general, so 70% is your general education. That means everything works for that those students, okay? So 70% of what teachers do in the classroom or what the teachers do on a normal day hits 70% of the students. Then you have 20 to 25% that the teachers have to make very small adjustments, okay? Then you have 5% that needs that extra inclusive instruction, okay? Those are your special needs students, okay? Well, here's the problem. We went away from looking at kids that actually had special problems, and instead now we're like, oh, you know what? This kid's fucking lazy, so they must be special needs. Oh, you know what? This kid doesn't listen or has behavior problems, so they're special needs. Oh, this kid does this, so they're special needs. So now instead we have teachers that are dealing with 40%. I taught in a classroom that had 50% special ed in a general ed classroom. 50%. Out of 30 kids, 15 of those kids were on an IEP. And I promise you, 15 of those kids were not special ed. There might have been 4, but the other 11 was because they either didn't come to school regularly, they didn't want to do their fucking work, they didn't have parents that sat down and actually had them do shit. So
would you consider that a public school situation, or would you consider like a different scenario?
well, you can't. Here's the thing. People easily say, oh, it's a public school thing. Well, you can't really blame public schools because here's the thing. By law, public schools have to deal with if a kid gets a special an IEP in school district and moves, that school district has to take it. Okay, it's a legal binding contract. They can't say no, we're not taking it. Okay, but you know what schools can? The private schools. The private schools can say we don't accept you. Okay, so that's why private schools don't deal with those situations.
We
Private
don't have
schools
the
are
staff. We don't have
entities
the
on their
staff for that
own.
situation.
Okay, but public schools are also the ones that are causing their own problems because, again, like Josh mentioned, Mount Healthy. Okay, I guarantee you that a lot of the students that were identified in that school district as IEP students or special needs students, there were a lot of students that probably are not IEP students. What it is you have teachers or you have administrators that are too fucking lazy to do their job. And so they go, you know what? Easy fix, IEP. Or they have a parent that comes in and wants to push the envelope just enough and throws out these magic words of, if you don't do this, I'm going to sue. And the school district says, we don't want to deal with a lawsuit. So they cave.
So, so when you get an IEP, do you get like special like benefits from the government, shit like that too?
No. Well, you can. You can. There are parents. I have literally had parents that have told me, oh, good, my student is now on an IEP. I can get extra income from the state. Okay. So, yes, there are situations where that can happen. But
So that's a
the majority of the benefits of an IEP is that it's specialized instruction, you get accommodations, you get extended times if needed. It's supposed to tailor your education to your abilities to help you stay with your grade level or catch up to your
see,
grade.
but
Like,
like you said, but the public schools. Go ahead, Joe. I'll let you go ahead first, man.
I mean, both my boys had it because they had really bad ADHD and they couldn't focus. So they got put on that plan,
Well, 504 plan,
the 504,
which is
similar type of
it's
thing.
still a special education plan. The difference is an IEP is like the more advanced plan. At 504, technically a 504 is intended for behavioral or minor adjustments, but it is still legal. They have to follow the requirements, and all those things. But again, there are situations like Josh. I know for a fact, like my god kids, like they needed extra help. So it's not like they were put on it because they didn't need help. Okay. Or example, my daughter's an IEP. She needs extra help. Reverse, my son, he's in the gifted program. So I've got two sides to the spectrum there when it comes to, I got one that learns very easily and doesn't have any problems. I've got another one that she needs extra help.
So my question on that part is that was the differences between like public school and private school? Because private school doesn't have to accept that shit, correct?
That is the biggest thing with private schools is you think about it, and that's where people don't understand is that's the reason a lot of people are taking the ed choice option and going to a private school is because private schools can be selective. Guess what? If you sign your kid up to be evaluated to go to my school and I'm at a private school and I look and your kid's got a rap sheet that says they've been suspended from schools and they've been in multiple fights and stuff, I don't have to deal with you. I don't have to accept you. It don't matter if you're black, white, purple, brown, tall, fat, skinny. I don't have to accept you. I can say thanks, but no thanks.
And in that situation too, also is the education for a private school is one on one pretty much. It's not the whole one on one, but it's more whole one on one. Where private school, well, not private school, public school is it's a group of kids. It's like here's your assignments, turn them in at the end of the week. Here we go. Correct?
No. So
You understand what I'm talking about, though, right?
so here's what I've seen working in private schools and public schools. Okay. I'll be honest with you, the biggest differences besides, what I just said in terms of the schools can be selective and who they accept. Okay. Which by doing that, I tell you right now, reduces a lot of the distraction, a lot of the issues in the classroom, which means guess what? The teacher can focus on teaching. Okay. But one of the biggest things that separates the two is that the many of the parents that are going to private schools now, this is starting to change with Ed Choice because you're starting to see a fluctuation of, well, it's not my money, so I don't care.
Correct.
But when you actually had to pay the thousands of dollars out of your own pocket, guess what? Parents were more
Difference.
involved in their students' education. Parents were more involved in terms of, hey, communicating with the teacher, making sure how my kid's doing. Hey, do we need to do this? Hey, can I get involved to help out with this? Do you need anything for the class? All these things to be more involved proactively with the students. Okay. And in case you're wondering, see, my dissertation for my doctorate was on the effects of parental involvement on the academic achievement of students. And guess what? Parents that are more involved, students do better in school.
Correct.
It's an amazing concept.
They need two figures in life, pretty much. Honestly, they do.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are single parents that do an amazing job, but it's hell on them. I mean, they do an amazing job, but I mean, hell, it's tough for a two-parent household.
You're correct. I mean, I just have the one kid. People with multiple kids. I mean, I could then have, like, I don't know how they do it. Stepfathers, there's just like step parents across the board. Like, just to go into a situation and to be a step parent. Oh my God. Kudos to you guys. I give you guys more props than anything else because you accept something that wasn't yours, but it's yours. That child is, and you, out of your blessing of your heart, you know, if that person you're marrying, you take the responsibility of that kid full on, and that is, to me, is one of the most beautiful things in the world somebody can do. Honestly, as a step parent, and I hope a lot of people can look at for like that in life because the divorce rate's pretty high this day and age. But hell, fuck, man. I mean, adoption's out there too. So like, I could see it. Whether you're two males adopting a kid, I know you're against that. Some people are, but shit,
I'm not.
there's so many kids out there that are fucking need to be adopted. It's sickening that they don't have two parents. But at least they got somebody that loves them. I mean, and that's the reason that. Well, let me continue a little bit here. With this, I think Supreme Court or Congress passed it, where it says they're not going back to the fucking Kentucky situation, you know, where the girl was like fighting her legal battle. Like, love is love, honestly, at the end of the day. And I think all three of us can agree whether you want to marry a woman and you're a woman, and you want to be a lesbian, you want to be a guy marrying a guy, and you want to take on a kid. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm My heart is with the family that wants to take the kid on because it is hard for a kid in a foster home with nobody that loves them to live a life. Honestly, this day and age. But the fact that you got two males or two females raising you, at least there's somebody out there that's giving you a chance. And it hurts me to say because I'm against a little bit of some stuff in life, but I'm not going to go into political things here. But the fact that they reach out and they show that they care, I would never deny that. A kid's love is more important to me with two parents, whether it's two guys or two females, than anything else in my life. Honestly, like if I could raise more kids, I would love to do that and help it out. But I reach out to the people out there that are gays and lesbians, and they want to adopt kids and they foster kids and take them in. Just give them a chance. at least we know they have a chance for the future. I mean, it's the kids are the most innocent people in the world. I know you two agree with me, it's 100%. We may not see the same view on the situation as they when they grow up, but at least someone's reaching out there and giving them a fucking chance.
Oh no, Matt, I 100% agree with you. Like, I don't care if if it's a two male, two female, or male and female household. Like, if if you are a good person, doesn't matter who you're married to. If you're a good person and you want to share some of that love to help raise a kid into being a good person, absolutely, 100%. You know and it doesn't matter. My only take with it, and this goes, it doesn't matter like whether my kids, with my wife and I, or with somebody that's married to a man to another man or a woman to another woman. It is your responsibility as a parent to instill moral value
Hmm.
into those kids. It is not your job to instill your uh
Values.
no well you are instilling your values because you're teaching your value. That's where kids learn their values. It's from
Correct. Your
their
your
parents.
sexuality values, I guess you
Your
could say.
sexuality like like I tell my kids, you know you love who you love. Like, because, and the nice thing is I'm in a unique situation because my brother-in-law is gay and he's married. And so my kids get, and my kids don't question that. We don't sit here and talk about Uncle Blah and Uncle Blah getting it on. Like, but we also don't talk about mom and dad getting it on. We don't talk about that shit. What we do talk about is mommy and daddy love each other just like Uncle Rob and Uncle Steve love each other. You know, we
Exactly.
found someone that we love and we married them and we care about each other. And
They
just
don't disrespect us. We were not going to disrespect them.
and that's the biggest thing. Like, I don't care who. Again, as long as you are providing a safe environment for the kids and helping them to grow to be good human beings, that doesn't mean that applies to whether you are married to another man or another woman, or if you're married to a man to man or woman to woman, because I would expect people to hold me accountable to make sure that I'm raising my kids like I'm just as responsible to raise my kids to have good values, to learn. They know the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. Treat everyone with respect. Now, at the same time, if you don't get respect back, somebody start. Guess what? You're allowed to give it right back.
And when they're at a certain age, they understand. Hopefully, they understand that, and they can make their own decisions. I mean, they
Right.
might come back to mama and papa, or papa and papa, or mom and mom, and talk about the values, and hopefully guide them in the right direction. And it's like either way, it's like you said, as long as you respect that person, love is love. I agree with that at the end of the day. I mean, I've come a long way in my life since I've been married. And my ignorance and my past, hopefully, they never come out again. And I don't want them to come out again. But sometimes in life, you poke the bear, you poke the bear. I mean, stand my
Well,
ground.
there you go. I mean, you had personal growth since you've been married. So, I mean, that shows your true character. You were willing to change for your new family and all that. So,
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the
I
biggest
mean,
thing. People need to, take knowledge and grow from it. You know.
well, the funny thing is like when you meet somebody, you're like, hey, if you want to be with somebody, you got to, they're going to make you be that person. No, you don't make them, you adapt. And that's how
yep.
you find true love. That's I think that's how you find true love in the long run. You adapt to situations, like, and if you don't feel comfortable in situations and you ask questions and guidance, then they can help you along the way. And that's what leads to a true love marriage and everything like that. It's like everybody has ups and downs and stuff like that. It's just like I've learned through my idiocy growing up, it's like I'm in the same situation. I'm not gonna name my brother-in-law, but hey, you know what? They never did anything wrong to my daughter at all. They asked my daughter to be the flower girl in their wedding, and when he married his husband, dude, it's fucking okay with it. Hell yeah, let's rock away. Let's have a bachelor party. Let's go and have a great time.
Yeah.
You know, let's do our thing. It is what it is. To this day, never shown disrespect. I mean, he's more of a left side than anything else sometimes, but that's fine. He's going to be who he is. You know what I'm saying? And he does this shit. That's the funny thing. We can laugh about it, but at the same time, we could be family, and that's all I give a shit about family values. That's what this world should be based off of. Not racism, not fucking disrespecting somebody, not canceling somebody, but come to a median. And guess what? When you're together at Thanksgiving, like what's coming up soon, let's be thankful for the family that we're with. The people are still alive, And like today, Joe, it's your day, dude. And the people that made America to make America, veterans, you know what I'm saying? So let's put a thanks out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I get some people get a whole month. You get the one day. We gotta ride your ass about it, but at the same time, let's be respectful about that. I mean, honestly, this whole weekend was technically your weekend. Then you get your single individual day. But just remember, out there's people that actually really care about what you did for our country, and I am one for it. I never went to the military, but I appreciate what you did for our country, and I thank you for that, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. And for anybody else out there, same thing.
I'm
That's
not
my
saying
rant.
shit to Joe because he's a bitch.
It's fine.
He's my bitch.
He's our bitch.
And on that note, we're gonna end tonight. So
No OHIO talk tonight. Damn it.
we'll talk about some college football next week.
I'm not cares about college football, Josh. No, sorry.
It's the best ever. It's the only
Yeah.
team in Ohio that seems to want to win.
That's true.
Not really. Elder's doing really great now when I talk about that.
That
Yeah,
don't
I
count
mean-
because technically there's like 60 teams that are doing really good in Ohio. If you want to talk high school football, because I mean, you got the
No,
actual,
Elder's ranked number 1 in the state.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is you actually have you have the actual good teams that actually have good programs like Elder, like Moeller, I'll even say Princeton, and I'm just naming the local ones.
Yeah, Princeton just got mollywopped by Winton Woods.
No, they didn't.
No, they won.
Princeton won.
Princeton won.
Oh, did they come back and win?
Yeah,
They
came
come back and won.
Yeah. Shit, I seen it
Elder
was in the
plays-
fourth quarter with like 11 minutes
Yeah,
left. They were down by like 13.
Yeah, it was.
Elder
Well,
plays
actually,
Princeton this
what's
Friday.
funny is there was a TikTok or there was a photo posted. It said, "Oh, Winton Woods," and it was 22 to like 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
So someone just posted just this past weekend. They said, "Well, that picture didn't age well, did it?"
Yep,
Nope.
not at all.
Because then all the Princeton people were leaving early.
Yeah, well, they missed out because Princeton came back and won.
Yeah.
So anyway, but my point being is that you have teams that have legitimate programs that are developing, but then you also have teams that unfortunately they made the playoffs because the world has expanded to the
No, they didn't. They stopped it this past year. It was only it used to be top 16, like you said, since COVID. Now it's top 12. That's it.
look, the fact that there's still teams that are making the playoffs that are 3-7.
It's just top 12. It's always been top 12. They went to 16 back in COVID to make people feel better about themselves. That's all it was. But now it's back to top 12.
All right,
Top 4 seeds get a bye. Jesus Christ. I thought we're over. It's all good. All I know is my elder team keeps moving on. That's all fucking matters to me. X or Moeller, see you next round.
So
Bullshit.
So from 1999 to 2019, only 8 schools got in. Then they bumped it to 12. Then they bumped it to 16. Now they're back to 12.
Okay, so there's silly digression. I get what you're saying.
My point
Fuck you,
being
Joe.
is that there are fucking
I've-
teams in the playoffs.
I've been
They may not
drinking.
have made
Shut
it past
up.
the first round, but are 3-7. So, example like my fucking alumni that gets to swing their dicks around saying that they made the playoffs 2 years in a row, even though everyone fucking makes the playoffs now.
Playoffs?
Are you a hater,
playoffs?
Joe, because you couldn't make the playoffs when you played?
Because they actually had competition back when I played. They didn't let everybody in. Hell, my team's records back when I was in high school would have fucking made the playoffs.
This day and age, on
What,
the
two-
Democrat
2 and
side,
8?
everybody's left in.
5-5, 4-6.
Oh, that's right. You guys did schedule the cupcakes games. You guys got to beat Finneytown and Deer Park, and
That's
everybody else
that's our
steamrolled.
league, you fucking dumbass.
Happy
No,
early
I know
birthday.
Did you not play
that
fucking
the happy-
baseball?
Was that the happy birthday, burly girl?
Paige.
Dipshit.
Is that the happy birthday girl?
Not
Soon
till
to be?
Sunday.
Not till Sunday.
Not till Sunday.
Happy early birthday. Hopefully the Bengals bring a win for you.
I
I'm
hope
kicking
so.
you in the ass 17 times.
They're not. Nope. Nope.
What do you guys doing for the game on Sunday?
No idea. Shannon's got to work. We're supposed. It's her.
Okay.
Our,
Don't worry about it. Let's cut it off. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Mom said
All
it's
right,
Sunday.
thanks for joining us. Idiocracy's not great. Woo!
It's idiocracy, but you gon' see the
Idiocracy.
value and respect though when you talk with me. So come on, baby, walk with me. It ain't a topic that the crew can't touch. Share our views and our vibe. What we hide? It ain't much. This ain't bluffs, this the crew, yeah, we got it. Share our thoughts and our views, you can't stop it. Said this ain't bluffs, it's the crew, yeah, we got it. Idiocracy, tell us what's the topic. Yeah.